This is Henos' Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, this is a second response video to IBFP or IFB, whatever the fart, and again, whatever the double fart this cat think he is. First and foremost, I saw the little subliminals he was making on his page in the last two videos. You know, I kind of just said what I said in my first response video against this guy, and then I was done, man. I was just like, you know what, this Rudy Poo, this plum to the highest degree and the highest level and the highest orders, I'm done with this cat. But, you know, I woke up this morning, you know, took me my little quick fresh shower, and I was just like, you know what, it's on my brain, so I'm going to have to, you know, go ahead and ether this cat. First and foremost, how you going to sit here and call me a fanboy? You know exactly who you was talking to, because you tried to say, oh, you know, Spence is going to get him out of there in the 5th round. You saw my response video to you, you know, and you got all up in your feelings. It is what it is. But I was telling the truth. Mikey's biting off more than he could chew. He's going up against a cat that is hashtag tactical aggression. I'm going to say it again. Hashtag tactical aggression. Errol Spence is a body snatcher, man. That dude comes at you. And when he comes at you and he comes forward, there's technical punching placement that he puts in. See, a lot of people don't understand boxing. And this is why I call them the Rudy Poos and the plum brains. The reason why I say that is because they don't understand how boxing works. If you watch Errol Spence, there is a lot of boxing skills with him. All you got to do is look at his step back. His step back is second to none. He uses his right hand lead to block punches. You guys need to watch these fights, man, to see what I'm talking about. This is what I was trying to say. I felt like, you know, I was breaking it down at an elementary level for you guys to understand, you Rudy Poos and you plums of the world, these Mikey Garcia fanboys and fangirls. But they don't get it, man. Only the real cats that come up in my video and they give me props, and they come, even if they come with a respectable agree to disagree, you can see that these guys truly know boxing. They give props to this channel, understand the magnitude of what I'm saying. Errol Spence is a highly skilled boxer. When I saw IBFP International Rudy Poo nonsensical idiot sat there and said that Errol Spence don't got no skills, I was sitting there scratching my brain like, you're not watching Errol Spence fights. You're clearly just one-sided. You're clearly watching only Mikey Garcia fights, and you're making observations based on his skills. Go and listen to what Mikey Garcia had to say at the press conference. Even he, because you want to sit there and say, well, Errol Spence's trainer said that Mikey Garcia is the most skilled guy that Errol Spence has ever faced. Okay, I do believe that, you know, Derrick James was wholeheartedly telling the truth on that. But I also feel that it was a mind psych to Errol Spence, because that was the same thing he did in the Kell Brook fight. He promoted Kell Brook as this guy, as the hardest guy that Errol Spence has ever faced, which he was the hardest guy that Errol Spence ever faced. He was telling the truth, but at the same time, it was to psych his guy up so that he could come in there and be 120% hashtag man down, hashtag strap season, hashtag, you know, free smoke type dude in that fight so that he can break you down systematically. He wanted Errol Spence to be ready, to be chomping at the bits, man, to be sitting there and have that green-eyed chin, like I said in the previous video, to be that Pac-Man. Every time you hit him, eat your damn punches so that he could demoralize you. That's all that was. You know what I'm saying? To get Errol Spence psyched, because he knows what motivates Errol Spence. He knows that the higher the level of the competition, the more Errol Spence brings out. What you fail to negate and fail to understand is that Errol Spence's step back is like nobody's business. Go watch the footage. You'll see what I'm talking about. This is what I meant when I say this guy, when they say he doesn't have head movement, he doesn't have lateral movement. They don't know shit about boxing. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. But then they want to keep running their mouth. They want to get slide to the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence is always stepping in and stepping out of the ring. That's his thing. His step back. Go look at it. Every time cats are throwing the punch, he's always blocking it off with the right hand lead. He does this like nobody's business, man. It's like surgery. And then as he's blocking your shots, he's setting up his shot. He blocks your shot, boom, body shot. He blocks your shot, boom, jab. He blocks your shot, double body shot. 1-2. He blocks your shot, boom, double jab. And when this man starts going at the body, have you ever watched, some of the top and hardest hitters when they're punching at the body bag? Errol Spence uses people's bodies like they're freaking body bags, man. He starts ripping at that damn thing. He just wham, wham. I mean, he just keeps going and then wham, wham. And then he triples it up. Wham, 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 wham. I mean, the guy just keeps coming at you, man. He's relentless. He's in and out. I mean, he's just such a timed guy that throws punches and bunches, man. It reminds me of the way Manny Pacquiao is, but he's so timing with it, man. He's so timed in how he comes in with his punches with bunches, man. And this is the stuff that I'm trying to say. Like, people don't understand boxing, man, one-on-one. You're supposed to establish with your jab. Errol Spence triples and quadruples his jab, man. While cats are coming in, not only is he blocking you with the right hand lead, you come in lazy, you're getting beat up with the jab, man, every time. He doesn't allow you to establish yourself because his jab puts you off position. And he does this over and over and over again to the point where not only is he ripping your body up, but he's busting your eye, man. Now you can't see and your body's being tagged up. And see, what people don't understand about body work when they keep saying, ripping the body. I saw Mikey Garcia when he was talking to Ellie Setback, and he was saying, fundamental and old school, enthusiasts tell you that, when you rip the body, it's supposed to chop the fighter down. That's old school fundamental boxing, but there's other ways to also defeat the opponent. There is other ways to do that. And Mikey Garcia, not taking nothing away from him, he's skilled enough to the point to where he can use other attributes to his arsenal to take opponents down. But that crap's not working against Errol Spence. First of all, you need two things going into that Errol Spence fight. You need to be able to have power, and you need to sit there and you need to be able to not only have power that Errol Spence respects, but you're gonna have to be able to throw punches that's gonna be able to do some damage down the rounds. And I'm not buying this whole thing where you saw that video when he was punching the mitts with his brother, and you could hear those pops. Man, nowadays, man, we in the social media area, we're in the technology area where, you could hit something and give it just this nice little air pop and snap. Come on, man. Anybody that's been to the boxing gym knows that when you punch those mitts, if you punch it to a certain way, you could make it snap, especially with the sound effects. So I don't want to hear this nonsense. Didn't they move from Oxnard to Riverside? And part of the reason why they moved to Riverside was to have, a state-of-the-art gym, and that would be able to give them all this special effects and things of that nature. So come on, man. Please stop the presses and pump the brakes with this nonsense. Mikey Garcia is going to learn, man. Errol Spence is a tactical aggression fighter. This man technically places his punches in bunches, man. And on top of that, Errol Spence is a very disciplined fighter, man. He respects his craft. He trains, at the highest level. He's not coming into this fight out of shape. My question to you, Mikey Garcia, are you going to be willing to be able to take this guy? Because he's not going to be weaker every round. He's going to get stronger. You're going to be the one that's going to weigh down the rounds, especially when your body's getting chopped. The way that your stomach is looking, with all that blubber you got going on, please, man. I've seen guys with tighter midsection, bigger fighters get chopped down by Errol Spence. You got no shot in this fight. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to put out the bad news to the Mikey Garcia fans, but they need to wake up and smell the coffee. There's a reason why I keep saying that. You got a true 135-pounder trying to act like he's a 140-pounder when he only had a few fights at 140. So technically he's really a 135-pounder that's going up against a 147-pounder that really could fight 160. And I know you guys are going to sit here, you Mikey Garcia fanboys and fangirls, oh, Errol Spence is a weight bully. Oh, Errol Spence should have beat Mikey Garcia. This is the excuses that's going to come post-fight March 16. I don't want to hear it, man. Mikey Garcia was the one that was chasing Errol Spence. He was the one that came after Errol Spence. So when he gets his ass chopped down like a tree, like every other fighter, I'm going to be right there saying that was a credible win for Errol Spence. You know why? Because when you chase the bully, you should be willing to accept what comes after that chasing of the bully. And that's my take on it. This is He Knows His Sport. Checking out.